We're excited to continue the premium format angle that we've been playing with the Marvel Universe with the X-Men, with a Rogue and a Cyclops premium format.
So as we were working on Gambit, we sort of started to get really excited about the way that the piece was coming out, and so it came to our attention to sort of do a companion piece to go with it, and the natural choice for that was the Rogue character.
It's kind of fun characters because they have a lot of sort of sculptural body considerations and a lot of really great opportunities to mix in like a really good signature fabric garment multimedia item.
For Rogue this time, we decided to go with a pose that was a little more confident, strong, aggressive kind of stance in the same way we approached it with Miss Marvel. We took aspects of the classic Jim Lee yellow and green jumpsuit with the bomber jacket and brought in a sort of more updated, straighter hairstyle. And then we also, as an exclusive, decided to incorporate that old school, more Olivia Newton-John 80s style of permed, fuller hair. We're hitting the classic X-Men Jag with a Jim Lee 80s era Cyclops.
Fits right in line with our Gambit and soon to come out Rogue. Kind of like just 90s era Jim Lee style X-Men.
We decided to bring in that classic bomber jacket look that sort of overlaps from the 80s era of the X-Men up until like the modern, movie versions where they, showed him in the leather jacket. We decided to take that original approach and bring it into our premium format line.
So both those characters are going to be taken care of, as well as a character that's kind of a little bit off the beaten track, but has gotten a certain notoriety as of late, was the Bucky Captain America version.
Bucky Cap's more of a guy who uses weapons and technology a little bit more than the way that the Steve Rogers character did. So what we tried to do is sort of bring that out in the way that the character uses guns and has equipment on his belt and is more of this armored figure. As far as for pose and detailing, we sort of decided to take something that felt original classic Cap and then gave it a little of that sort of gritty, updated feel of the way that the Bucky Cap sort of works.
We're also working on another kind of interesting line, which is called the Women of Marvel. It's based on a series of cover art that Marvel's putting out.
The first one that we're doing is Sue Storm, and that's a really fun piece because we're sort of doing Sue Storm transitioning between, being there and going invisible. So I think the way that the artwork works, I think we're going to be able to interpret it in a really good way.
And another piece that we've been working our way for some time is a Daredevil comiquette.
Daredevil as a character is one of Sideshow's favorites, and we've always been sort of back and forth on what kind of pose and what kind of attitude to give him.
Literally been kind of struggling with how we wanted to interpret this character, and I think we found a nice way to kind of get that sense that he's crouching over something, but also a base element that kind of draws in a little bit of the story of the character and some of the pathos that's part of his his story arcs.
We went back and forth on Daredevil's pose and how we wanted to sort of portray him with a more brooding, serious kind of look rather than, a fighting pose.
He's got a great kind of gargoyle-like perch atop a really pretty interesting grave site kind of presentation. Has a certain sense of gothicness, a little kind of elements of the darkness that the Daredevil storylines can often take. It's a really, really pretty exciting piece. I think people are really going to react to it.
The movies have us excited too because what we've seen so far on Thor and Captain America looks amazing. Most people are kind of geeking out about what could potentially be the most epic collaboration of great talent and great characters on screen, and it's never been done before in that way. And I see Tom leading us in a way that is more about developing groups of products and not just individual products, so that when you have one Avengers team member, you will ultimately have the others in the same vein. So, within some similar scale and format, you'll have a nice opportunity to put all of your favorite whatever group, into your collection.
I hope you're ready.
Come on!